Hey guys, what's up? My name is Maddie and welcome to my channel. I'm an online health and fitness coach. I love helping women lose weight and get their confidence back without having to go through the destructive fad diet industry and actually eat the foods that they love and not have to spend hours in the gym. So if that's your jam, subscribe to my channel. And today we're going to talk about the difference between fat loss and weight loss. And there's actually a very big difference and most people don't really know what that is. So we're going to talk about it today. And that being said, there is a very big difference in the way that you're going to train and eat to prioritize both. But the first thing you're going to even want to think about when it comes to figuring out what your goals are is to discover what your actual goals are, if that makes sense. When you're thinking about this, you want to be able to answer the questions, are you just needing to lose anything, right? Do you need it to be done in a certain time frame? Do you care about muscle tone? Is this a medical emergency? If you are answering like, I need it done super fast, I need it done immediately, yes, this is a huge medical emergency, maybe your answer is just weight loss. If you're like a majority of people, you're probably trying to create long-lasting weight loss. You're probably trying to increase your metabolism, tone your body, not wanting to diet forever, and have a lower overall body fat percentage. And if that sounds like you are actually going for fat loss instead of just weight loss. Numbers are going to be very deceiving here, and that is why you hear so many fitness professionals talking about how you don't want to base your results on what just the scale says alone. You also want to go off of images of yourself, what people call progress pictures, and also inches, right? So taking actual overall body composition inches, like waist measurement, hips, you know, arms, legs, whatever that may be. As you can see in this picture, I look completely different, right? Guess what? I literally almost weigh the exact same thing in both pictures. And the reason why is because over the years, I've lost a bunch of fat, but guess what? I also gained lean muscle mass. And so this is the result of that. You're gonna wanna train specifically for fat loss. Here is some things that you don't wanna do, which is pretty much the opposite of what social media and people on the internet are probably gonna start promoting to you when they hear you wanna lose weight. They're going to tell you to eat below your actual calorie deficit. So this number should actually be above your BMR, but below your total daily energy expenditure. So on this graph, you're actually gonna want to eat a little bit higher than your BMR, and a lot of people on the internet are gonna suggest you eat a lot below that. The typical average for like even just an adult female is gonna be around like 14 to 1500. And so many people on the internet will just blatantly tell you to eat 1200 calories or less. And if you're wondering, your BMR is your basal metabolic rate, which is just the typical amount of calories that your body needs to sustain life without moving, without doing anything. So if you were on bed rest, that is the amount of calories your body would need to live. So you would need to actually be eating above that to be in a correct calorie deficit. And another thing is that you should not be doing solely based cardio workouts. That does not mean that you cannot do cardio. Absolutely not. Cardio is great for your cardiovascular health. But if you want to actually lose fat and not just weight, cardio is not going to be the workouts to get you to those goals. Another common one that you see all over the internet, if you literally Google type how to lose weight, the first thing that's going to pop up is do this diet, do that diet, keto, I don't know, Mediterranean, Atkins, Weight Watchers. Y'all, don't do the fad dieting because those are not going to be sustainable lifestyle changes, and they're cutting out macronutrients most of the time that your body needs to sustain itself. Instead, what we do want, because that is the whole point of this video, we want to be fueling your body correctly. I know the first thing that people think of when wanting to lose weight is to just slash your calories in half. But when you do that, you actually stimulate muscle loss and fat storage if you're eating too few calories, which is the exact opposite of what you actually want to be doing. And if you do this for a prolonged amount of time, this is actually gonna make your permanent deficit even lower. And this is eventually going to make you have to reverse diet in order to help out this metabolic adaptation which has occurred, which nobody wants to hear, that they have to increase their calories in order to lose weight, right? This is a long-term approach. So in essence, that is why you don't want to slash your calories in half. And so step number 2 is to actually start training properly. So the type of workouts I give most of my clients and the type of workouts I would suggest for you guys are something called metabolic workouts. These are going to be training cardio, strength training, and body weight style lifting all in the same time, but you're working on raising your metabolism levels slowly over time. When you're working out correctly, you're actually increasing your metabolic window for 36 to 48 hours after you do a workout. So that is why they're so efficient, and you don't have to spend 2 hours in the gym. And another stage that you really want to focus on is your rest and recovery process. I cannot stress this to you guys enough. Take your dang rest days. Workouts and calorie deficits are incredibly stressful on your body, okay? You have cortisol hormones that are going to respond, especially if you do not give yourself a proper break. One of the biggest mistakes I see people making when they first start out on any kind of weight loss style is just going to the gym and burning themselves out 6 or 7 days a week. And that is the fastest way to stress your body's hormones out and actually stall your weight loss progress. And the last thing you're going to expect is the culprit of this are your hormones, right? Have you ever noticed the common trend where, you know, you're working out consistently and you're counting all your calories and you seem to be doing everything right, and you know, maybe you have a stressful job and all these things are happening, and then suddenly you gain 5 pounds overnight and you're just like, okay, well, what the heck's happening? It's not your problem, okay? It is the fact that your body is responding to these stress stimuluses in order to help you out. Your body thinks it's helping you. Yes. Actually take your rest days and let your body recover. And also, just don't freaking diet. Your body needs every single macronutrient. It needs its carbs, it needs its fats, it needs its proteins. Unless you have been specifically told by a doctor that your body does not process one of those things correctly, you do not need to go on a diet that cuts any of those things out. All diets are doing essentially is cutting out a macronutrient and it's putting you into a caloric deficit. That's all it's doing. There's nothing crazy or magical about these things. They're all the same thing packaged in different ways to make you buy them, right? Overall, these studies have all shown that all these diets lead to health issues, binging and restricting behaviors. And there are overwhelming studies that show that diets do not work. In the long run, if you look at the 5-year research behind people who do diets, 96% of people gain back all the weight they lose and then add more weight because it damages their hormones and their metabolism. And there's a bunch of other things that it could damage inside of you as well, depending on what macronutrient you cut out. So just stay away from the diets. But they're also very linked to eating disorders and chronic dieting after the diet. Because guess what? Your diet didn't work if it doesn't last for 5 years or longer. But no one's going to link that association together. They are gonna think that they themselves are the failure because the diet didn't work, okay? So it's not your fault. You are just a victim of the dieting culture that preys on your insecurities. What does work, science proves that it works, is healthy and sustainable fat loss. So on average, what that should look like, a ½ pound to 2 pounds on average loss per week. And that could fluctuate, okay? Maybe 1 week it's 0 pounds, 1 week it's 3 pounds. on average, guess what? That's like around 1 pound. Measurements might be changing if the scale stops, because guess what? The scale is gonna fluctuate. It depends how much weight you have to lose, but it could take months to years. Weight loss is a long game. I hope these tips are helpful and that you have started to understand the difference between fat loss and weight loss. Let me know in the comments below if you've ever struggled with this or what change that you're gonna be enacting the most. I cannot wait to get the ball rolling with you guys. I'm going to be posting at least once a week from here on out. Let me know if you have any videos that you want to be done about health, fitness, anything related in that industry. But my name is Maddie and I will see you guys next week.